Hello again. It was perhaps inevitable that after laying low for a while after the publication of the Cass Review, which comprehensively exposed the awful racket which is the trans industry, that some activists should seek to strike back. They found their chance when J K Rowling responded to a tweet in the following way. I give a link to the exchange in the description to this video. Somebody told Rowling that the Nazis had burned books on trans healthcare and research and suggested that this meant that J K Rowling was supporting the Nazi ideology. Standard Godwin's law stuff so far, and Rowling responded by advising the person to check their sources. Whereupon an explosion of tweets accusing her of denying the Holocaust promptly began to flood Twitter, to the extent that Holocaust and J K Rowling were both trending earlier today. Just to clear one point up, and that is that the Holocaust was the genocide of European Jews in the 1940s. This exchange of tweets has nothing at all to do with the subject, so describing J K Rowling as a Holocaust denier is quite absurd. Was she wrong or mistaken though in what she said? That's a more interesting point. A clinic in Berlin, run by a guy called Magnus Hirschfeld during the Weimar years from 1921 onward, experimented with sex change operations. It was called the Institute for Sexual Research, and Hirschfeld was of course a Jew. So perhaps that's why some fool thought it was worth bringing the Holocaust into this. Hirschfeld built up a huge library of books about sex and sexual perversions, which he kept at the clinic. When the Nazis came to power in 1933, the clinic's days were numbered. On May the 6th that year, a gang of state-sponsored hooligans attacked the place and threw all the books into the street where they were burned. This was an act of sheer barbarism, but it had nothing whatsoever to do with the Holocaust. It was just the kind of mad thing in which the Nazis specialised. To use a brief exchange about this subject to launch a campaign against somebody and accuse her of denying the Holocaust is just the sort of tricksy and dishonest behaviour I would expect from the trans lobby. They feel under pressure, you see, and can see that the entire business might be beginning to crumble. Those with a stake in it, accordingly, have strong motives to counter-attack and save face after the drubbing they got in the Cass Review. A famous author is just the kind of target which will reap them publicity. I will mention again what I've said before, which is that sex change operations and changing gender, both big business. There is a lot of money to be made from cosmetic surgery of all kinds, and this is essentially cosmetic surgery. Removing a woman's breasts so that she can look more like a man, or cutting off a man's testicles so he can look more like a woman, could hardly be described as anything else other than cosmetic surgery, since the organs being amputated are perfectly healthy. That's only the tip of the iceberg, though, in the commercial opportunities to be exploited in this field. Have viewers ever thought about how a man deals with the problem of his facial hair? The answer is electrolysis, which is very expensive, needs many hours and repeat operations to remove every hair of the beard individually and discourage it from regrowing. Then there's other surgeries, such as removing the Adam's apple for men and nose jobs to give a more feminine appearance. Speech therapy, to teach men to speak using what is known as head voice rather than chest voice. Most of this is done privately. Hormones are another expense. When I call this an industry, I use the word advisedly. There are many vested interests which would be very sorry to see an end to the trans business, and we can expect to see more dirty tricks coming up in weeks and months to come.